What if some of the most common assumptions about hunger, weight gain, and chronic disease are missing a critical piece of the puzzle? On this episode of The Power of After Show, I'm joined by Dr. John Poothullil for a thought provoking conversation about hunger signals, metabolic health, and the body's natural ability to regulate itself. And together, we are going to explore why obesity, diabetes, and even cancer continue to rise despite decades of conventional health advice. And we'll discuss some practical alternatives that challenge mainstream thinking. I am really looking forward to this conversation. Whether you're looking to improve your health, understand your body's signals more clearly, or just hear a different perspective on some of today's biggest health challenges, well, this episode will encourage you to think deeper about the connection between hunger, nutrition, and long-term wellness. So stay tuned. Many talented mid-career professionals reach a point where they ask, what's next? They have experience, skills, and wisdom, but lack a clear roadmap for their next chapter. We provide the framework and guidance to help you get there. Check out our courses and offers. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Well, I'm so happy to have Dr. John here with us today. Poothullil, is that how we say your? Okay.
You did it correct the first time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good. Well, I like to give our guests a moment. I've already done a brief introduction, but to give your background. And so you can share your background. You have quite a background. And so looking forward to our conversation. So why don't we share with our guests?
I get my medical training in India. I did my internship in Scotland. I came to the United States in 1970, did residency and fellowship. 1 year of fellowship was in Canada. Then I came to the state of Texas, practiced medicine for over 35 years. During that time, I observed a couple of things. One is about myself. In the 40s, I will gain weight in the winter months, and then I found losing weight in the spring. So I thought, okay, lack of exercise. But I go on to 50s, what I gained in the winter did not go away.
You know what? I think there's a lot of people listening going, oh, that's me. Okay.
I thought I'm eating the same way. I thought I was exercising the same way. Still the weight is staying. So that was one question I had. The second was during my practice, I found people who are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes taking insulin, controlling their blood sugar, but still having complications related to the kidneys, their eyesight, their heart, their brain. I said, what's going on? If control of blood sugar is sufficient, why are they having problems?
Yeah.
So that got me thinking along the line of type 2 diabetes. So after retirement, I looked for answers in medical textbooks and I couldn't find satisfactory answers as to why am I not losing weight and why are people taking insulin, controlling their blood sugar, still having complications. So that's when I started publishing my book. So far, I have published 7, and I'm taking part in telling people how to take charge of their own health, and more importantly, how to ask questions when the doctor gives you a medication. What is it for? How do I know it is working? And if it is not working, why? So these are the things I will ask people. Most people are afraid to ask a question to their doctor because they feel they are offending the doctor. And some doctors feel that they are questioning the doctor rather than the information. So these are the things I would like to clarify, and with the help of people like you, because you have followers who understand what you're saying, And when it comes to medical terms, it is difficult. So I'm happy to be here to share my views. Again, it's just my opinion. They can take it, leave it, change it, modify it, throw it out. It's entirely up.
And I love that, that you're responsible for your own health. We're the CEO of our own health. I do, when my doctor tells me something, recently has told me some things, and I decided, I need to do a lot more. I need to do a deep dive on some of these things. That doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel right. I'm not going to just do them. And I know many doctors, they write in all of these notes because of the legal system. I mean, they could get sued with the drop of a hat. So I know those notes are in there, but we are responsible. And with AI right now, we can do a lot of research, but watch the sources. And I'm sure you'll say that because, all of a sudden we believe everything we read. No, you just really have to do that deep dive. I think that's important. As we talk about this, when you said it was hard to lose weight with obesity and diabetes, what are some of those reasons that people really gain weight and develop maybe even all the way to that type 2 diabetes? I mean, what are there, is it eating habits? Is it metabolism? I'm somebody that works out every day. I'm very active, but I've noticed, I mean, recently I feel like I've put on like, when I put on 5 pounds, it makes a difference on me. I'm small framed. So, but it's harder to take off these days. So, what is the reason for some of this gain, the weight gain, and even going further with that diabetes?
That's an excellent question because that is the same question I asked when I gained weight and I could not lose.
Okay.
So the question is, you are gaining weight. If you don't gain weight, you're fine. But in
Yes.
order to gain weight, you need to eat. You cannot gain weight without eating.
That's
Okay.
true.
So my first question was, can you tell me when you are going to feel hungry next? Can you predict?
Okay.
Can you? I'm
I,
asking.
I usually can because I'm one of those grazers, so I eat
Okay.
like every 2 hours. Yes.
Right. You can predict but approximately, but
Mhm.
most people don't know. So
Mhm.
one time I was counseling 10 adults with overweight.
Mhm.
And I asked them to write down for 3 days the exact
Mhm.
time they felt hungry and the exact time they
Mhm.
ate.
Okay.
4 out of 10 never felt hungry for 3 days.
Wow.
But that did not stop them from eating.
Ah.
So I asked them why. Because it was time to eat.
Mhm.
So you get conditioned
Mhm.
to do some things. So when
Mhm.
you say you are grazing every 2 hours,
Yeah.
is it based on your internal need or is it based on conditioning, based on want?
You know what? That's a great question.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Because, it's like a habit for me, but some of it is you start feeling a little bit, it depends on what I eat too.
right.
So I might
Very
start
good.
feeling a low blood sugar or, whatever. Okay, just
Okay.
had something sweet or just had, some fruit, which has still a lot of sugar in it. So you have a sugar drop, and I know my body well enough to do that. So, but yeah, there's some of that within how we eat too. And I know you're going to talk about diet a little bit. So go ahead.
Let's look at the sugar drop.
Okay.
What causes the sugar drop?
Okay.
If you eat something with complex carbohydrate in it, which is most of the food nowadays, whatever you can buy, the
Mm-hmm.
main ingredient is grains,
Okay.
rice, wheat, and corn. When is the last time you had a meal or a snack without a grain product?
Actually, because I eat a lot of salads,
Right,
I tend to eat a lot of meals without the grain. I usually
right,
have it early in the morning. Yeah.
correct. But ask most people,
Mm-hmm.
almost every meal has a grain product.
Something. Yes.
When that is digested, it allows the body to absorb an enormous amount of glucose, which in turn triggers insulin release. And insulin drives the glucose up to the blood, and 2 hours later, you are hungry again.
Okay. Yes.
So if you have a big breakfast with complex carbohydrate, by mid-morning, you are tired. You need
Yes.
energy. And the same in the afternoon, if you had a big lunch with
Yes.
lot of complex carbohydrate.
Yeah. Yes.
So, on the other hand, if drop in blood sugar is the reason for your hunger, why should a diabetic ever feel hungry?
Interesting. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah, I think too that starts being a habit that you're just automatically, but I know I need to have protein or I need to have something like that. I'll have, some hummus and, some things that will have, or nuts or some type of protein. And that will kind of help a little bit with that. Yeah.
Well, when you say habit, if your blood sugar is still high, where is that desire to eat comes from? Why should you feel down?
Yes. Again, it's just how you feel, isn't it?
Right. So if you feel the desire, you should not be hungry. I can say,
Yes.
because if the blood sugar is still high, if low blood sugar is the cause of hunger
Okay.
and
Yes.
eating, a diabetic, as long as the hyperglycemia, there should not be any hunger sensation.
Ah, okay.
But they still feel hungry.
Ah, okay. Is it mental then?
Right?
Okay.
If hunger is mental, how do you
Okay.
explain hunger in a child?
Oh, their tummy hurts. When they're hungry, yeah, I know. I've raised sons. I've raised, hungry sons. So
Right.
yeah, their
And
tummy hurts. Yeah.
they before even before the tummy hurting, they will say, "I'm hungry."
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at what they do, or
Mm-hmm.
how they eat,
Mm-hmm.
so my wife makes food for our grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
They come, she will make 10 items. Then they will pick, if she makes 10 items, they will pick and choose what they want.
Yes.
Because she made this because they enjoyed it the last time.
Yes.
So she said, "Oh, they are going to enjoy it because but this time they could care less."
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
But they enjoy what they eat,
Mm-hmm.
and when they are done, they could care less how much is left on the plate. They're
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
That
true. They don't, we finish everything, don't we? Yep.
I told these 10 people that I was counseling,
Mhm,
I grew up in India, and some days I didn't feel hungry. I
mhm,
wondered why. But now I know why. They asked
hmm.
why. You were all eating for me, for starving children in India and China.
Oh, so we were doing our job.
Right.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
Yeah.
that's priceless.
So I told them, now you don't have to do that anymore.
That's funny.
You take
That
care of
is
your.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, I like that because it's a behavior, and it's we interpret it as hunger, but it could be just a habit and it's a mindset. And so I I think, also, if you're full, that's a good, time to stop. You don't need to keep eating everything. There's so many meals now, and I think as I've gracefully gotten older, and so many meals as we go out, there's bigger servings, and so, my husband and I will split it, or we'll do less.
Exactly.
So that's very, very helpful. Or just put that aside on your plate and you're going to go, okay, I'm going to take that home, which I love leftovers. I'm one of those people that would rather have a good leftover, not have to cook the next night. So, just to bring that home and only eat so much. And I think that's very helpful because when we're raised, you're trying to get, parents are going, okay, you need to eat everything now. Yeah, we're eating for all you guys in India. Finish all your food because there's people starving. Okay.
Do you know when that mindset starts? What age?
Probably very young.
What age? At around age 6.
Is it 6? I would
Yeah.
think even younger because I'm watching even young granddaughters, and they're trying to get them to eat a little bit more instead of, but you're just trying to be nutrition based though, to make sure they've got everything. So, yeah.
But when you eat, what helps the child determine
Mm,
when to eat, what to eat, and how much to eat? The child that at that age, the toddler years,
mhm.
they pick their own food, the quantity, the type, and they
Yeah.
grow up normally.
Yes.
We all did that from
Mhm,
2 to 6 years of age,
mhm, mhm.
approximately.
Yeah.
Then, if we had that capability,
Mhm.
why are we not going back? Why can't we just do that and continue being healthy?
Really interesting. It's a lot of society too. All of the, how many ads do we see about all these different foods and everything
Okay.
that, oh, that looks good. Or oh, you can have all of your nutrition for this meal and this sort of shake. And you go, I've evaluated some of those as like the number of calories that are in and the amounts of sugar in that, so you really have to do again your homework and know how to evaluate some of that. And the nice thing is, a lot of places now will put that nutritional information. They'll put even in airports because I'm in airports, and you can see it on the signs. Okay, this many calories, this much sugar, this many, that much protein. It's nice. I love going to those sort of places, even with salads and everything else.
Do you
Yeah.
want my opinion on that?
Uh huh. Yes, I would like your opinion. Yes.
When you are thirsty,
Hmm.
can you predetermine how much water will it take to quench your thirst?
No, but
No.
sometimes, yeah, no, you really can't, except
Right.
for a lot of times you can quench your thirst with
Right.
just a couple sips.
Right.
It
Exactly.
doesn't take a lot. I've had to measure my liquids too because my saline, I was diluting it by it's a habit. I would just,
Well,
I'd work out and I'd have a whole sport bottle and I think, oh, no, this is just 8 ounces. No, it was like 20. So yeah, you're just drinking more. Yeah.
how long will it take for you to drink enough to quench your thirst ordinarily?
I don't have a number. I just think you can quench it by little sips. So it can be very short time.
Very short period of time. By the
Yes.
time you finish drinking, the water is still in your stomach.
Okay.
It has not been absorbed into the body yet.
Yes.
How did the brain know you had enough to quench your thirst at that time? Next time after your workout, you need more.
Yeah.
So, how does the brain know?
So much of this is mindset, isn't it?
It cannot be a mindset for how can the mindset be different in different times of hunger or different states of hunger? I mean, thirst.
A thirst. I mean, you might be thirsty, but again, you can take sips even while you're working out.
You're right. But the sip is enough at that time. But if you have been sweating and
Oh,
working
yes,
out,
you have to replace that. You're
you're
right.
right. How
You
does
do
the
need to
brain
replace
know
that.
you had exactly the same amount needed?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
So,
know. Yeah.
if the brain cannot know that, how can the brain know if you have a calorie chart on the wall? Oh, how
Okay.
many calories do I need now? What
Oh,
nutrient
yes. Well,
can
yeah,
the
you have to do the math. You just have to do the math beforehand and
no,
know.
math will not work. You
Yeah.
cannot know because you don't know what your body needs in terms of nutrients.
Okay.
How much calories do you need? If calories were the determining factor,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know how much calories are in 1 pound of fat?
No, how much?
3,500 calories.
Oh, goodness.
So if
That's a
you
lot of
have
fat.
gained 1 pound of weight, you
Mhm.
shouldn't be hungry for 2 days.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Okay, that's a lot of fat. That's a lot of calories. Yeah,
correct.
definitely.
So how does the chart help you to determine how much you should eat?
It helps you know if you are counting. I don't usually count calories,
Correct.
but I usually go by, I want to know how much protein. I want to know, some of those other things and
Yeah.
calories. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I usually don't because I do know that that's not going to make a huge difference for me, but it's
Exactly.
usually the type of things that I'm eating, and if I'm going for the dessert.
Right.
So, yeah.
Similarly, let me go to the protein.
Yes.
There are how much protein do you need? How much is in the body already? And what
Mhm.
exact there are 20 amino acids. All proteins are digested into amino acids.
Yes.
There are some essential amino acids you have to have. The
Mhm.
others the body can make it.
Okay.
How do you know? You don't know which one is missing.
Not unless you do blood tests and, a lot of that to be able to
Exactly.
see,
So
which is,
each that
yeah.
you eat,
Yeah.
it is the chart has no meaning when it comes to individual.
Yes, because you
And
don't know what type. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
but again, go back to the toddler. The toddler is managing it very well.
Yes. Yes.
And let me go back to the secret of this. When you drink water,
Mhm.
suppose I blindfold you, I give you something to drink.
Mhm.
How do you know whether it is soda or wine or water or coffee or tea? How do you know that?
The taste.
Taste.
Yes.
What I am suggesting in the first book I wrote called Eat,
Mhm.
Chew, Live,
Uh-huh.
those taste buds are not only uh, detecting what you are drinking or eating, but also metering how much
Okay.
is going down.
Okay.
So the brain already knows what your water deficit is.
Okay.
And when you take a sip or when you drink, the metering is going on. It sends the message to the brain, okay, so much fluid has gone down. Are you
Mhm.
okay? The brain
Yeah.
says fine.
Mhm. Wow.
So, on the other hand, next time when you are thirsty, just pour the water into the throat and see when will you be able to know you had enough.
You won't.
You won't.
No.
Exactly.
No. No, because I know that. You can just keep drinking and for me, it became a habit, and I was just always, because you hear, "Oh, drink plenty of water, drink," and, so for me, cutting back on my liquids was a lot harder than me drinking, enough. It was hard because, I tend to go, "Okay, my mouth is dry, I'd like to look," so then, I'll chew a piece of gum or I'll do something or a
Yeah.
mint, so that'll
Yeah.
help, but, yeah, we tend to just have a whole thing of water. Yeah, definitely.
So
So
there is in my book what I say is there's a similar mechanism for nutrients also.
okay.
In order to appreciate that and use it, you
Mm,
have to chew your food.
okay.
Most people are not in a habit of really
Mhm.
chewing or even having food that requires chewing. How
Okay.
much can you chew rice? How much can you chew bread? How much can you chew pasta?
Hmm.
When you stop chewing, you swallow.
Okay.
So that is the major problem in weight gain. People are
Oh,
not taking time to chew.
interesting.
To
Okay, so that's a
chew.
big takeaway. People are not taking the time to really enjoy the food, first of all, but really
Exactly.
chew it.
Right.
And when you have like a piece of, I still eat pretty much everything. So if I have a piece, especially a piece of steak or a piece of chicken, sometimes I don't chew it enough and I'm thinking, oh, that went down hard. And so enjoying that, taking time to eat. And as you eat slower, I think that part too, I do notice that I fill up quicker. So I don't need to eat as much. It's like, okay, I'm full. I can eat now. I can quit now. Quit
Yeah,
eating. Yes.
yeah, you just use the word you fill up quicker.
Yes.
I beg to differ on that terminology. When you say fill, what
Hmm.
does that mean? You're filling up your stomach?
satisfied.
That's the better term. That
Yes.
is the difference.
Yes.
The satisfaction comes from the feedback from the taste buds.
Yes.
The fullness comes from the feedback from the stomach.
Yeah, because I can tell if I overeat.
Right,
I'm more
exactly.
miserable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people get into the habit of feeling the fullness before they stop eating.
Yeah.
If you are hungry, that first bite tastes so good. But
Yes, it
as you
does.
eat, the intensity of enjoyment goes down.
Ah, okay.
That is your brain's way of telling you whatever nutrients you are taking, you had enough.
Okay.
Stop now so that you can
Yes.
prevent overeating.
Yeah.
And
My dad, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
that is what toddlers and children do. That's why they
Mm,
stop.
okay. They know how to stop. Okay. Yeah.
So if we follow that,
hmm
the main thing is for that you have to eat foods that requires chewing.
Eat foods that require chewing. Wonderful.
Right.
I was just reminded as we were talking about this, my dad, who was wondering, he was never overweight, but he would, if we had a big meal, he'd always say, I think I overate. I think I overate. So I just still remember him say he's from the South and, just being very, very full. Of course, I tell you what, after every meal, there was pie and ice cream. So that's, with the added on. But, he was from the South. That's what they grew up with. But as you said, chewing your food, having foods that you can chew, first of all, that, of course, there's other foods that we don't chew, the yogurts and the things like, those sort of things. But also just to have that and enjoy the actual eating process. I think that is very, very important. I think that's a good point about all of this. Yes.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes.
Can you think of any food in nature from which we can get nutrients from without chewing?
That's just natural in nature.
Natural, right.
Um, well, I mean, you have some products
Right.
they're not
Okay.
grown, but they're from animals like milk and like,
Just a second. For
yes.
adults, is there any adult animal that drinks milk?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Are there any? Is there any adult animal that
Oh,
drinks milk?
animals. No, it's usually the babies.
Right.
So, yes, that's
Milk
true.
was never meant for adult humans,
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
right?
That's interesting. All right.
There are no other adult animals who drink milk.
Ah. Well, you're gonna
That
make
is
a
it.
lot of people upset about that one because I really have to have, like, some sort
Yeah,
of
you mentioned yogurt.
cappuccino.
You mentioned yogurt that does not require chewing, but yogurt was never meant for adults.
Okay. All
That's my
right.
point.
Ah, interesting. Well, this is all interesting. This is everybody doing their research. Okay, so people need to hear this about that. But also some of that bacteria in yogurt. Sometimes it's very good for the gut. So people
Yeah.
have, there's other things you can eat for that as well. I do know that. So it's not just yogurts, but there are some things that if it's good bacteria, I've
Oh,
known people that it's really, really helped. So
oh, yeah.
that's
Oh, I'm not saying you should not have yogurt. What the
yes,
question was, can you think
yes.
of anything in nature
Ah, yes,
that
that's
you
true.
can get nutrients
Yeah.
from without chewing?
Okay, okay.
So,
That was very fair. Okay,
right.
yes.
So why did nature put everything in packages that require chewing? Because when you chew, the rate of release of nutrients is
Mm,
such that the taste buds can not only monitor but
okay.
also meter it. How much?
Ah, okay.
And that is why the first bite tastes so good and the intensity of enjoyment goes down.
Yes.
You stop eating. You're not waiting for the fullness of the stomach, but you're
Mhm.
eating for satisfaction, the
Yes.
oral sensory satiation.
Okay.
That is what is missing in today's world. That's why people are
Ah.
eating more. And secondly, if you are watching something, if you are listening to something,
Mhm. Mhm.
whatever is the visual signals take precedence over taste buds and other signals
Ah,
from the mouth.
okay. Boy, there's a lot of things for people to think about here because, usually you're in front, you're watching something, you're looking at your device, you're doing, even if you're eating with somebody, you're, you know, distracted a bit. You're not just
Right.
focused on your food. Of course, you're
Yeah.
focused on an important conversation or something. Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. Yeah,
By the time you notice your food, half the plate is empty.
of course. It's good.
and and you don't even know where it went.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
how
very true.
can your brain help you to have enough and not overeat if you are not paying attention?
Yeah. Well, do you have an answer for that?
Well, you have to. Eating is one pleasure that you start
Okay.
from day one of your birth until you die.
Okay.
That's your unique personal satisfaction and enjoyment.
Okay.
So why don't you enjoy it
Okay.
rather than mix it with something else?
So that's your number one principle. Make sure you enjoy
Oh,
the
absolutely.
chewing and the eating and
Right.
you take time. So
Without
that's a great principle.
distraction.
No
With,
distraction. I like that. So, okay, what is another because that will be a very important principle for many because we're eating on the run a lot of times too.
exactly.
So, we're busy. So,
Yeah.
what are some other principles that you can apply to that?
No, unless you change that eating habit, the way you eat, and
Mhm.
be mindful of what you are eating.
Mhm.
The second thing is the enjoyment of food is
Mhm.
not based on quantity. It
Okay.
is
Yes,
based
I can.
on the contact time of the
Mhm.
nutrient with the taste bud.
Okay.
So that is when you mentioned earlier, when you're chewing a little longer,
Yes.
you feel satisfied with less food.
Uh-huh. Right.
So if you want to eat less,
Mhm.
chew more, concentrate, be mindful of what is in your mouth.
Right.
You don't need a
Good.
whole lot of quantity.
Okay.
Each bite should be a small one, not mouthful.
Yes. That's a good one. I tell you what. Yeah. Taking small bites and chewing. Now, how are you relating this to diabetes, to cancer, to let's talk about nutrition now,
Okay.
about some of those aspects. And also, I'd like to ask about some of these weight loss drugs and what your opinion is on some of those, because it's transforming some um, people's been able to their bodies are just,
Okay.
they're losing the weight, but are they addicted to this now? They always have to be on it. They've not developed a new lifestyle. What's going on with the body? That's what I want to know. What's going on with the body? Yes, go ahead. Oh, that's a lot of
Very big
questions. Sorry.
question.
Okay.
I had three questions when I started this journey. One is what
Yes.
makes you hungry? Then
Okay.
we
Right. Okay.
so we still have not answered that question.
Okay.
The Because if it is low blood sugar,
Mm-hmm.
a diabetic should never feel hungry,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
they do.
Mm-hmm.
Human body needs at least 40 to 50 different nutrients,
Yes.
and you cannot get all of them from one meal or one food group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But for all of them together, we have only one sensation, which is hunger.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that the body wants to let you know we need something. But
All
we
right.
still don't know what exactly it is. And if the body does not get what it needs during one meal, you're
Mhm.
going to feel hungry again soon.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
So the hunger sense, but each time, if I take you to a buffet, there are
Mhm.
30 items.
Right.
How many this is for lunch?
Mhm.
How many will you choose and put on your plate? Tell me.
Depends what they have. I usually go
Okay.
buy salads
All right.
and I put things on a salad. I don't take everything. And I usually stay away from the breads and from potatoes and all of that. So if I was going to do lunch, but I usually figure out
Tell
a
me a number
salad,
of items.
protein. Yes.
How many items?
Well, it depends what they've got. I mean, if it's a salad, if they have salad stuff, there's going to be a number of items I put on my salad.
No,
So
give me a number. Four, five,
I can put 5.
Fine.
I'll put five.
Okay.
5 or 6.
And you will sit down, you will enjoy it.
Right.
Okay. Suppose we go back to the same buffet for supper,
Okay.
evening meal.
Mm-hmm.
Will you take exactly the same 5 items that you had for lunch?
Depends what I had for lunch. I might do a side salad, but I probably would do another, like a piece of meat.
But if you enjoyed it for lunch, why can't you enjoy it for supper?
I could enjoy it, and I could make a salad with a different meat. Yeah, I mean, it would
Different
be
meat.
yes, yeah, what I would
Why?
add.
Why?
I'm programmed that way, but I usually have some sort of protein at lunch too. If I don't like eggs, I'll put
Right.
eggs on my salad at lunch. Maybe I'll put chicken on at dinner. Yeah,
Correct.
so it's going to be
Correct.
different. Yeah.
What I'm suggesting is you think that is what you're appealing to you. There is
Mm-hmm.
a physiological reason why.
Mm-hmm.
That is whatever nutrients you got during lunch, they have not been used up. There's still
Okay.
some in the body. But
Okay.
brain control center got messages from other areas of the body.
Okay.
Now we need this, we need this, we need
Mm-hmm.
this. And based on your previous experience or
Mm-hmm.
with the food, your subconscious mind sends a message to the conscious mind that looks more appealing now compared to lunchtime.
Okay.
So you pick and choose based on what your brain tells you.
Okay.
So if you listen to your own brain,
Mm-hmm.
you can pick and choose what you want, what you need,
Okay.
and you can have a balanced meal.
All right.
So that is what is missing because most people want to get their money's worth.
Oh yeah, on buffets. Are you kidding? Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I know that well. I have traveled a lot. I know that extremely well, and I know I've watched the buffets, I've been a part of buffets. To me, I've been a professional musician. I've played at a lot of events with buffets, and that's how they will feed you. Oh, you can help yourself, and the food just tastes the same to me. So, some of it's good, but some of it, kind of that way. But
All
yeah,
you can
so I
eat
do
for
pick and
one,
choose,
right.
definitely.
All
Yeah.
you can eat for one price.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's dangerous.
So, and that makes you depend on the fullness of the stomach rather
Right.
than the satisfaction of enjoyment to
Yeah.
stop eating.
Okay, that's a very good principle, I think, with that. Chewing your food with satisfaction, going by that, and not just, I'm not really a calorie counter anyway, but but a lot of that, I think that really does make sense. Now let's kind of transition though a little bit into some of the shortcuts people are taking because they're taking a little bit of the shortcuts with some of those drugs and with all, everything else that they're doing, and then how are these influencing our overall health? And with some of the nutrients, what do we need to be able to fight some of this cancer and the other diabetes? What are we missing now? I mean, okay, so we're going to chew our food, we're going to take our time, we're going to watch, know that, what our body is doing, but how do we take another step?
Let us go back and say, when did this obesity problem or overweight problem start?
Wow. Okay. You're asking me a lot of questions today. I think with a lot of processed food.
This started about 60 years ago
Okay.
with the advent of cultivated grains.
Okay. Oh, cultivated. Well, that's processed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that got processed
Mhm.
later. That is how we eat. But it
Yes.
started with that. Every government in the world was subsidizing grain farming.
Hmm. Okay.
Now, think about this. If grains were meant for humans, we would have beaks to pick them up. How can you take a grain, rice or wheat,
Mhm.
and we should have the ability to digest the chaff?
Okay.
So that means grains were never meant for humans.
Oh, that's an interesting opinion.
But because of the subsidies, grains and grain flour and the milling and refining produced varieties of grain flour.
Okay.
And that allowed every chef in the world, even housewives, produce very tasty foods along with butter and salt or fat and salt.
That is very, very interesting because, and I know I've traveled in Europe. Sometimes their grains are not. I don't think it's processed as much. And I have a sister who's, she has to be gluten free, and it's different. She can eat, some of the grains that come from a different country where they haven't had it processed as much. And I think some of that is within that step. So I think watching that, and you can buy different flours that, I mean, expensive, but it's with some of the less of the processing involved. And so, there's ways that you can do that now. But yeah, that's an interesting thought. So
Well,
is this, yeah, go ahead.
if Native Americans, when they were brought to the reservations in in the year 1900,
Mm-hmm.
they had complete physical examination,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctors found they had practically no type 2 diabetes or cancer.
Wow. Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Everybody says, oh, they were very active, they were physically active. They moved from one food source to another,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and they ate everything in nature: meat,
Mm-hmm.
eggs, nuts,
Yes.
fruits,
Mm-hmm.
vegetables. But
Mm-hmm.
they did not eat one thing.
Was it the grains?
They did not eat cultivated grains because they did not stay in one place long enough to cultivate rice or wheat
Oh.
or cultivated corn. They ate wild
Okay.
corn,
Okay.
and that. But in the reservation now,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the Pima Indians in Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
50% of the adults are diabetic or pre-diabetic. 50%.
Wow.
What do they eat there? What were they given? The fry bread, which is corn and lard, on the way to the reservation. And they
Mm-hmm.
got free, subsidized, grain based foods.
Wow. Mm.
So that gives you the story in nutshell.
That gives a lot people, I hope that listeners are going to follow the advice that you are the CEO of your own health and to do this research, because that is fascinating. And especially, there's, you are what you eat. You are what happens with some of this. And I've been very aware of this. I have one of our sons was a, trainer, and he eats amazingly clean. It's the avocados, it's the, all of the, he eats very, very well, very little bread. But so I learned on a little bit of that nutritional timing and how important that is. He stayed in great shape, but it makes a difference. He was able to put on muscle and do all sorts of things just by diet and being, paying attention to some of these things. So I think if we do our research and verified research, you don't just put a question into AI and go, oh, that must be true. Most people listening, I think now to this podcast, hopefully to this show, would be smart. I've said it a number of times, verify your resources, do your research, make sure you have multiple sources. But I think this is very, very interesting. People will need to buy some of your books or at least look into them. I'm sure you have videos, and to be able to answer some of those questions. We have with cancer, with diabetes, with obesity, and people they're wanting to just lose the weight, or they're wanting, to do that and think that's going to cure the diabetes. It doesn't. There's thin people that have diabetes. So yeah, how do you explain all
Okay.
of that?
So let
Yes.
us go to the diabetes part. What
Okay.
starts diabetes, even in a person who has no family history?
Yeah.
If you eat a high carbohydrate, grain based food in the evening,
Mhm.
within 4 hours, your blood sugar will shoot up.
Okay.
Okay. But next morning, the blood sugar has come down to almost normal.
Mm.
Where did that sugar go?
Ah, interesting.
You are sleeping at night, hopefully,
Right.
not at least you are not spending a whole lot of energy.
Right.
So, what can you do with sugar in the body? What are the ways body uses sugar? We can do only two things: either
Ah.
produce energy or store it as fat.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, if you store it as fat, and if the fat stores are full, then what will happen to the sugar? It will stay in the blood.
Okay.
And your blood sugar start going up.
Okay.
What do you call that person with high blood sugar?
High blood sugar? Diabetic.
Diabetic.
Yes.
So diabetes comes from fullness of the fat storage capacity.
Okay.
That's all diabetes, type 2 diabetes is all about.
Okay.
It's simple.
Okay. Wow. This has given a lot to think about. Yes, go ahead.
Each person has a genetically determined storage capacity, just like you have different refrigerators with different capacity.
Yes.
It is genetically determined and also based on your nutrition in your early childhood and in the womb.
Interesting.
So
Wow.
if you have only 5 cubic feet capacity, but if you eat enough to fill it up, then your blood sugar is going to go up.
Yeah.
If you
Interesting.
lose weight, empty the storage capacity, make some room, then your blood sugar goes down.
Yes. Interesting.
So now you ask the question about the GLP-1 medication. That's what you're.
Yes. Okay.
How do they work?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, they work by suppressing your enjoyment of grain-based foods primarily because that is what you have been eating, the volume. You don't feel like eating.
Okay.
But what will happen is people who are on those drugs, they start enjoying the non-grain based foods better.
Okay.
You ask them, they eating smaller meals. By that smaller meal comes from cutting back on the grain part of the food,
Okay.
but they're enjoying more of the non-grain part.
Yeah. Wow.
Which means the grains were interfering with your enjoyment before. That is why you started gaining weight because your senses could not even identify what you were eating.
Okay.
You
Interesting.
take the grain out, you enjoy, you need less food to feel more enjoyment, more satisfaction. That's all you have to do. Cut back on your grain based foods 50%.
Okay.
You don't need medication.
Okay. That's a great word of advice. It's interesting though. I've heard this from some people. I sleep better if I have some carbs before bed. And so, okay. And there's all of these, now I have, the friends that have the watches and they're, or the rings and they're, doing their sleep saying, okay, how much am I sleeping? To me, I think at a certain point when we had kids, I learned to block out sound. So I'm an extremely sound sleeper. I don't think I wake up with a fire. So that's why we have smoke alarms. That's very important for me. But, if you're going to sleep better with carbs, is it because why would that happen? And so some people think that they need that for certain things or to be able to sleep better or to do, have more because it's going to give an energy spike maybe too at some point. But I think still there's going to be a drop with the carbs.
It depends on what you ate in the evening. If you have a high carb diet, as we mentioned earlier, the
Yes.
insulin spike and the crash that can happen.
Okay. Yes.
If your meal is not high carb, but with more proteins, and best thing will be nuts.
Okay. Yes. I love nuts.
The nuts in the intestine causes the release of the short chain fatty acid that in the intestine releases the same incretins which are the GLP-1 medications or based on base of GLP-1 medication.
Okay.
You can release your own GLP-1 in the intestine if with the help of nuts.
Okay.
So if you do that, you will be satisfied.
Okay.
You don't have to eat as much of grain-based foods.
Good. I think that's a wonderful nuts, seeds, different, just natural things there. And those are all easy to put in salads. I
Yes.
do that usually, and I love the crunchiness. And I put it in my oatmeal in the morning.
Yeah.
I usually have
Absolutely.
a little bit.
I do
Yeah,
the same.
yeah, it's great, and berries, of course, which is great too. So, but yeah, I think that's a great thing. Well, let's start. I say let's start landing the plane here. As we're going, a couple takeaways from our conversation today, which has been fascinating to me, and hopefully with people that kind of, hung on with a lot of this. That they've gained enough to start doing a little bit more research for their own health, which is so very important. So, one of the big things is how do we feel hungry? Why are we hungry? And you have really emphasized how important it is to chew our food, take the time with doing that, and plan ahead. I think planning ahead is a big deal too, because a lot of us are in a hurry and we're in a rush and we're getting things and just grabbing something. So, what are a couple of those? What are some top takeaways that you can give our audience today? And if they were to apply a couple things just this next week, this next month, besides looking into your website and your and your books, but what can they do if they're listening, going, okay, boy, that's a lot of information. Boy, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed. What are some of the simple takeaways that they can do?
Let me give you 4 points.
Okay, good.
Number one, eat only when you are hungry.
Okay, that's good.
Not because somebody offers you food or this is a festival or this is
Okay,
only when.
love that. Okay.
Second,
Mhm.
eat foods that requires chewing.
Okay.
Enjoy every bite.
Okay.
Take small bites, enjoy it as long as you can.
Okay.
Concentrate on the enjoyment. Be mindful of what you are enjoying.
I love that.
When the intensity of enjoyment goes down, you stop.
Okay.
The satisfaction should be based on the sensation of
Okay.
enjoyment, not the fullness of the stomach.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
You eat until your stomach is full, you have eaten too much.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Okay. I like
Yeah.
I know over it. That's my dad. Okay, go ahead.
The last thing is cut back all grain based foods to one half of what you're eating now.
Okay.
If you eat 2 pieces of bread, cut into one, eat only one.
Okay. Okay.
If you eat X amount of rice, cut back into half of it.
Good. Wow. That's doable. That is
Yeah.
definitely doable.
And
Yeah.
go for a immediate weight loss.
Mm.
Weight at the same rate as you gained it.
Okay. Okay.
But most people add couple of pounds a year, and
Mhm.
soon you are 50 pounds overweight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't come overnight. It
Mhm.
hurts.
Yeah.
So what's the big hurry in losing it?
Yeah.
If
That's a great point.
if you lose it fast, the
Mhm.
physiology cannot keep up with it.
Ah,
If you lose it slow, the body cannot just when your skin will not sag.
yeah, don't want that. That is a very good point because it takes me a while to put on any sort of pound. And I barely get on the scale. I mean, I have friends who get on scale every day and I barely get on. But I know when I feel different. And so it takes a little while. That's just such a good mindset for me because it takes a little while to put on, pounds. So if I'm feeling 4 or 5 pounds over what I really should be, because it all goes in one spot for me, I was like, oh my gosh, my tummy. But it takes I have to be patient with myself and understand I like those principles. Take your time eating, plan ahead. That's a big deal too. Nuts and seeds are great. People are going, oh, nuts, they have so many calories. You can get slivered whatever. And they're very, very good. Love slivered almonds and, pumpkin seeds, all of that adds iron. Actually, I'm trying to add more iron. So, those different natural things with our diet are just very good. You can put those in salads and you can put, and you just can cut down some of those other things. Those are all very, very doable.
Yeah.
So,
One
yes.
more thing I would suggest
Yes.
is
Okay.
check your body weight every day.
Oh, Okay, that's
At the
something I don't
same
do.
time,
Okay.
at the same
Oh, at the
time,
same time. Yes.
most
Yes.
people, after they use the bathroom,
Hmm.
is a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Get onto your scale.
Hmm.
The reason for that is if there is a change,
Hmm.
significant change, 1 or 2 pounds may
Yeah.
change based
Yeah.
on, then you can relate back to what did I eat yesterday
Okay. Okay.
and how to make adjustments. Oh,
Yes.
it could be water weight
Yes, it
because
sure
you ate
could.
a lot of
Yeah.
salty thing and
Hmm.
the body needs to retain the
Yes.
salt in
Hmm.
optimum. So you will know the next
Hmm.
day what adjustments to make during the day
Yes.
so that will make you aware of
Yeah.
if you can keep your body weight
Hmm.
within 5 to 7% of what I call your authentic weight,
Okay. Okay.
then you won't have any medical problems associated with weight gain.
Okay.
So ask me the question, what is your authentic weight, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What is your authentic? Yeah. Oh, good. Good. Thank you so much for this. Wonderful. How can people reach you? How can people
Can I
find out more?
explain? Can I fill up that graph? What is the authentic weight?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
It is not based on a weight table or a BMI chart.
Okay. Go ahead.
That will work for groups, but not for the individual.
Okay.
Your authentic weight is what you normally have in your mid 20s.
Okay. Ooh.
Why mid 20s? Because you have reached your maximum height,
Okay.
your bone density is
Interesting.
the maximum,
Okay.
and provided your fasting blood sugar, fasting triglyceride, and fasting LDL cholesterol were normal,
Mm-hmm.
then that is your authentic weight.
Okay.
If you go more than 3 to 5%, maybe maximum 7% of that weight,
Uh-huh.
you won't have type 2 diabetes, you won't have heart problems, you won't have any weight related problems. You
Okay.
can be
5 to
healthy
7%.
for the rest
Nice.
of your life.
Wow.
That is why you check your weight every day. See how far away from that authentic weight you are.
That's going to be shocking for some people. Mid-20s? Really? That'll be shocking for my husband.
Yes, it
Yeah,
will be,
because
but
it's
then
different.
you have a target.
Yes, that's actually that's wise. Yes, that's very, very good. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you so very much. How can people contact you? How can people find out more about you? Your website?
Yes, drjohnonhealth.com.
Okay. And I will
And
have that. That link is in
yes,
the show notes. Make sure we have that. And I know you've got multiple books and
yeah,
very interesting.
I don't sell any products, no weight loss products, no
Yes.
medications, nothing, only information. I don't
You
sell
know
it.
what? I love that. I love that. So much information today. Because you said something, I've done a lot of my own research here, and you have said some things that are make me dig a little bit more and to kind of research a little bit more for my own health, because at this point of my life, our bodies change. So we're on this, making sure we can do things naturally as much as possible. So I think that the information today is extremely valuable and good for people taking charge of their health. Thank you so much for being with us
Thank
today.
you for having me, and I wish your audience all the best. They have to, it is going to be difficult because
Yes.
everybody's promising we can lose so much weight in so little time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. People want instant results, don't they? They want instant results. So,
I
well,
cannot offer that. I cannot encourage that. So that is one drawback.
thank you so much for being with us. And thank you, everyone, for hanging on. And I'll look forward to being with everyone again next time. Thanks again for being a wonderful audience. And so I'll talk to you again next time. Bye for now. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I love bringing you insights to help you maximize your skills, resources, and experience at mid-career and beyond, so that you can make your next chapter your most impactful and purposeful yet. I'm Debra Johnson, and I can't wait to be with you again next time on the Power of After show.